Of what you saw from Gamboa in this fight, the things that you liked and the things that you feel he needs to work on.
Well, like I said, he's got good speed, good movement. He slips punches well. He's got a good power right hand. I would love to see him, keep his hands up a bit more. But if you notice, when he was keeping his hands down, he was far away from his opponent. He kind of felt, easy out there. Felt simple in the sense that, he didn't have nothing really to worry about, and he just used his speed and his experience. And like I said, he's got an extensive amateur career, over 400 fights, and this showed tonight.
All right, Max Kellerman, only the 10th professional fight for Gamboa. It is a different game than the amateur game as far as the style. Your impressions of what you saw out of Gamboa against a game Darling Jimenez, and your overall impressions of what we saw here this evening with Kirkland getting a first-round stoppage and Angulo stopping Gutierrez in round number 5.
Angulo is quite good, as we saw, overcoming Gutierrez. James Kirkland, just let me know when he's fighting, because I'm watching. About Gamboa, I was expecting a star-is-born kind of performance tonight against a good but not spectacular opponent in Jimenez. What we saw was a potential star really still in a gestation period here. It's unmistakable what you're looking at in terms of the potential with Gamboa. It's the same kind of feeling you get when you watch Andre Berto. This is a superior athlete with real amateur pedigree. But there's another guy in the featherweight, junior lightweight weight class neighborhood, Jorge Linares. We've seen him on a pay-per-view undercard. Linares is the real deal. There's a thought among some in boxing that eventually Linares-Gamboa would be the super fight at 130 or 135 pounds, wherever these two guys wind up. Right now, that fight is a bit of a mismatch. Gamboa has a ways to go. I would start by saying, as Lennox said, he needs to keep his hands up. I mean, that's pretty basic. You can get away with that stuff sometimes, as Muhammad Ali did when you're 6'3" and you can lean back. When you're closer to 5'3", as you lean back, you're still in the path of the punches. And for a fight that, as Lennox mentioned earlier, Gamboa didn't feel like he had to worry about much. He was dropped and hit cleanly many times.
Well, the question coming in tonight, Max, and a pleasure as always working with you, was the young undefeated prospects and how would they perform tonight? All of them stepping up in class. James Kirkland got things started. He jumped all over the veteran Amorcelli Albert, taking him out in round number 1 in very impressive fashion. Then you got to look at Richard Gutierrez going against Alfredo Angulo. This was a battle in which they both fought the same style fight, and Angulo got hurt in round number 5, but in that 5th round, he was able to throw the straighter, harder punches as he was able to stop Gutierrez at the end of that round. And then, of course, Yuriorkis Gamboa with a 10-round unanimous decision victory in the ring tonight against Darling Jimenez. Well, if you missed any part of tonight's action here on HBO, you can see it again on HBO tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. or on HBO 2 Sunday at 5:30 p.m. or Tuesday night at midnight. Tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. and Monday night at 10:15 p.m. It's Real Sports, featuring the first televised interview with Matt Walsh, the former Patriots employee at the center of Spygate. And June the 7th, 160-pound champ Kelly Pavlik defends his title against Gary Lockett, and Daniel Ponce de Leon puts his 122-pound belt on the line against Juan Manuel Lopez. Coming up next on HBO, it's Flight of the Conchords, followed by Snakes on a Plane. So for our entire HBO crew, this is Bob Papa saying good night, and thanks for being with us.
This has been a presentation of HBO Sports.
On the next World Championship Boxing, the pride of the Midwest and undefeated middleweight champion, Kelly Pavlik, whose rise to power took the boxing world by storm, makes the first defense of his crown against Gary Lockett, a hard-nosed brawler from Wales with a passion to make his nation proud. Two hometown heroes in a battle for pride and honor. Plus, Mexican junior featherweight champ Daniel Ponce de Leon duels Puerto Rico's undefeated Juan Manuel Lopez. It all happens live, Saturday, June 7th on HBO. The best fighters in the world fight here.